Time to go over assignment 5. I know it was a long run to get here, but congratulations on making it through all those brush videos. You now have tools that will serve you well throughout all of your painting endeavors in Photoshop. So this assignment is to demonstrate to me that you can create varied brushes, very different brushes. So if you have your PDF printed out, or if you have it open online right now, it should say the same thing that this one says, unless I've made any changes after the point that I recorded this video. So keep in mind that what the online instructions say will take precedence over what this recording has, because sometimes I'll find something later down the line, like just as I'm releasing the videos, and I'll realize I made a mistake, and then I will edit it, and then there's not time to re-record the video, that sort of thing. So whatever I say online, do that. Okay, before we just dive into this, though, let me show you a few examples from previous semesters. So the idea behind this one is that you're going to create 6 brushes, and you're going to demonstrate them to me. I don't want you to save your brush and give me that saved brush, although I do encourage you to create a nice little grouping and then store all of your brushes inside of that grouping and then export that yourself. And you should remember that from the earlier video, but just as a quick reminder, just make a new group, name it something cool. I don't really care what you name it. This is for personal use. Then you get that, and then you just select all of the brushes that you want to take into there. I'm just going to hold down Shift and grab them all, and then drag that in. So now I've got this something cool set. Check out that. Click on it because I want to export it. Click the flyout menu, and then I'm just going to save those brushes out by going down to Export Selected Brushes. And we'll call this Group of Cool Brushes. And that should give us the brushes. The other thing we could do is, of course, select them all. And I'm just holding down Shift again. And then click, and then export selected brushes. All right, so you remember that. And then you want to go to it and then back it up onto like a little flash drive, or burn a CD, or toss it on the cloud, or whatever you do to store those. You'll have those brushes, and you can grow them over time, and it's really great. But I don't want that file. I want a PSD of you demonstrating the brush. And there are a few reasons for that. I don't like to get my students' brushes mixed in with my own personal brushes, because then when I'm doing work, I start to wonder where they came from, and it becomes a whole thing. I also don't want to have the brushes that you've so carefully prepared not be demonstrated well, because I don't know how to use it. So I start drawing with it, and I go, well, that's not very great, but you poured your heart out into it, and it looks amazing if you know the secret. So if you demonstrate it, it will look fantastic. The other reason is that I kind of want to have a nice little demo page in case you decide to put these brushes up for download somewhere, and you want people to be able to get your own custom brushes and all that. You'll be ready to go. You just export the brush as the ABR file, you save the PSD as like a PNG file or whatever, upload those online. They have a little preview, and then they can download the brushes. Voila, you've got them. It's great. Okay, so let me pop this open. Here are some previous semesters' brushes. I thought that these were pretty neat. So the behaviors behind these are interesting, but they're also cutting it a little close in a few of these. And I do want to warn you about that. I am a stickler. If you want to get a really good grade on this, you want to make sure that none of the brush strokes look the same at all. But let me show you how he did this. He put each brush on a different layer, and voila. But he also set it up so that you can have them all on. Now, the brushes all do have to be on a separate layer. However, you can either set it up so when they're all on, I can see it fine, or you can set it up so that I could only see one at a time, because they're huge and they're doing crazy things and you need the space for it. So that's fine too. So that's really what I wanted to show you. But one other good example, it doesn't hurt if you want to put in a splash of color. There's no reason just to do it in black and white. You can have hues and saturations and all that good stuff going on too. So you basically want to demonstrate it however it's most comfortable for you. I do want you to name these, and I like these names because they're talking about what it's for: the chalk matrix, the hedgehog defense mode, the space shred, all that great stuff. But there is one thing I don't like about this one, in that the dab on the left has a whole bunch of dabs. Now, that's okay, but I don't know, is this one big dab, or I get a little confused on that. So let's walk through one and you'll know what I'm talking about. Close these guys up and we'll be good to go. Actually, let me break this into 2 videos in case you need to cut to the chase and just go over the directions again. I will see you next video.